Hello today, guys. So I just wanted to kind of go over one of the things that I always use um, for engine purposes and carbureted, anything that goes with that stuff, any type of fuel injection, all that stuff. I use one thing, and it's this stuff right here. I know that a lot of you people probably have heard of seafoam, and honestly, this isn't. I'm not being paid to say any of this. This is just my own thing that I am doing, and I'm going to be showing you kind of what I would use it for on this Ford Ranger. Now let's see how this works. Alright, so to start off, um, this particular vehicle, if you haven't seen it already, is the Ford Ranger 4-liter V6. It's the biggest engine they made. This is a 2005, and she's got, it's a fixer-upper. That's kind of why I bought it. I paid $300 for it. You can see a different video of what I paid for the truck. I mean, it's a fixer-upper for sure. Like, there's parts that need to get replaced. Like, this thing needs to be replaced. This whole entire inside thing is kind of shot. The lights, all the light assemblies and everything are good, except the bulbs are wicked dull. But that's just nothing that we need to concern ourselves with. So for seafoam, this particular it's a spray. I mean, you can even see it right there, truck. I've used this in my truck. I've used this in cars. Not this particular can, but seafoam liquid. I put it in the gas tank usually. Half a can for full tank of gas. That's usually what I do. It's probably not recommended by the instructions. Always read the instructions. I just do based on how I feel it needs it. But, you can use this stuff for chainsaws, all that. Anything pretty much has an engine. So, that being said, I already put some of this in the engine. I put some of the liquid version of this into the gas tank. And the other day, I ran it for about an hour, driving around the yard, doing some work with it, actually moving that trailer over there and a snowmobile trailer and other stuff. And I could just barely make out a little bit of white smoke coming out of it from the seafoam cleaning the engine. But I figured we'd do a little bit of a more direct approach here. So for this instance, I'm gonna pop these little latches right there, right next to right where my finger is. They will focus. So right there's like a little latch. You gotta pop 2 of them on this particular model. There you go. And on all these is different. Like, you can even see the 3 engine choices right here. 2.3 standard 4-cylinder. Then there's a 3-liter. Then there's the big bad 4-liter, which is gladly what this particular truck has. So then this should just pop right off. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand. There it is. And I did just put a new air filter in this, I believe. Or no, wait, that was the car that I put that was a car I put in there. That I put my air filter in, not this. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just gonna 1 sec. All right, there we go. Man, you have to kind of push the whole thing out to get up over this white lip there. Now, when you're doing something like this, it's always a good thing to check the air filter, because these things do tend to get dirty. And I had looked at this one time before, and it is, you see, the thing is, you gotta always take it out. Like right here, it doesn't look too bad if you just were looking at it real quick, but then you look at that and you can see it definitely needs to get replaced. As soon as this thing is on the road, actually, I got everything all set up for the truck. So in about a week, I'm going to get all the registration, license plates, and everything back for this truck. And it's going to be on the road by this time next week. So I'm really psyched about that. And I can finally get all the stuff I have to do to it done before the winter. As you can see, I mean, the airbox is kind of a little dirty. It had more stuff in it. I cleaned a little bit of it out. But right here, right in this big circle, that's what leads to the engine. It pretty much goes down into the engine work and goes into the cylinders. That's where your fuel injection, same thing with not as similar with a carburetor, but with fuel injection, that it sucks air in through here and goes into the cylinders with the fuel, and the fuel sprays in, the air goes in. And that's pretty much what leads to combustion, power stroke, cycle, all that good stuff. But today, what I want to do is I want to do a direct spray clean with this. Not too much. I'm going to kind of show you how to do it. You can't just sit there and just, you can't just, like little sprays just like that is all you're going to need. You'll see once I have the engine running, it'll kind of die down a little bit because it'll act like it's almost going to stall. But let's fire this big bad V6 up. Big bad V6. That's something funny. There she is. And it's currently 7:32 at night, 7:33 at night, so, that's fun. But it's the only time I have to myself, so. And yeah, the ABS light is on because it needs brakes. The brakes on this are horrendous. So that's one of the first things I'm going to do. Now I know it's going to be kind of hard to hear with the engine running here, but you'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hold the camera. I'm going to try and hold the camera up and screen at the same time. So now, in theory, you would be seeing some smoke come out of the back eventually once it works its way through the engine, if the engine is dirty, that is. Now, that being said, this engine, like I had said, I've already run seafoam through it, and there's not a whole lot of engine smoke coming out of here. But, the more you use it, the cleaner the engine will get over time. But that's pretty much, if you heard the engine idling down, that's because the air is getting sucked in through here. I made a mistake. I did not mean physically down there. I meant it comes in through here, and this is what leaves the engine. My bad. Sorry about that. But that's pretty much just what seafoam does, is it goes through here into the engine, and each one of these cylinders is now getting cleaned out the more you use that. But I use the liquid already, so it's already kind of clean, which is a nice thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just try and get this thing. You can see where the liquid's coming out. So let me try and get this put back in here. Sorry about the video. There we go. Man, these things do not make it too easy, do they? There we go. Now she's in. It's in place now. Now you can just pop these latches. Be careful of the fan right there, not to have your hand get in there and get, chopped up. Nobody wants anything like that. Typically, if you're working with an engine, you should really always have the engine off if you're working on an engine anytime. And there are people who sit there and say disconnect the battery as well, but that's not something unless you're doing with electrical work usually. I mean, the odds of an engine like this starting somehow, unless it's a manual and it bump starts on its own, it's not too likely. But as for this stuff, I mean, I think this is an old can. This is about 2.5, 3 years old. Because I don't use this as much, so I don't use it for certain little things, so it's not as new and fresh, I guess you could say. So that being said, it might be the properties inside of it might not be as good as they once were, but it still does help. And I'll show you one other little thing. Same thing goes with like one of these, is if you wanted to use it on this lawnmower, for instance, you would take this little cover here off, and this one doesn't need it, it's a brand new mower, but you would spray it into there directly, and it would go through the system and clean this out. But this one doesn't need it at all because it's only a couple years old, and we take care of this. I take care of it. That one burns oil, and that one's about to die as it is, so I'm not even gonna waste it. But so that's kind of just what I do to keep my engines clean and stuff. I spray a lot of stuff in there, and I do use this all the time, especially if I just if I know the engine and the carburetor or whatnot are kind of already clean, I don't have to actually do the work and take it apart. That mostly goes with carbureted, but that's just kind of like a little cheat, I guess. You don't have to take the carburetor completely apart just to clean it. You can try using this stuff there first, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot more videos coming soon, probably within the next month. There's gonna be a lot more videos of this truck. I'm gonna do some 0 to 60 times. I know this truck does it in like 7 seconds, which I know that's just my real world test. I did a few different times with a stopwatch with a buddy of mine, and we got around, the fastest one I think was like 6.9, and that was around on level, the most level roads I could find, and the slowest one I think was like 7.3 or something like that. But you know, that's not official numbers, right, by any means. It wasn't very scientific, but you know. And one video I will be making in the next year or so is a manual swap. I'm definitely doing a manual swap to this thing because I love this truck. I like the automatic, but manuals are where my heart is at, so that's definitely going to be a thing that's going to be happening. And I'm just driving around the yard to kind of work the engine a little bit, get that spray completely out, and come on, King, gotta get the dog. But you know, I'm definitely going to have more videos of this truck to come, and I can't wait. I already did some minor things to the inside. I put this new CD player. It holds 6 CDs in there, and I have 6 CDs currently in there. I put 2 new speakers, and it sounds awesome. It runs great. There's a few minor things I gotta do before winter gets here, and after that happens, this truck will be all set until next year, and I'll have a video of me replacing the bed and the 2 front fenders on there. That'll probably be 2 separate videos actually, but yeah, so that's what next summer's gonna bring, because you can see the leaves are already starting to change on the trees here. And this is just kind of a video. This was kind of an improvised video, a real quick one. It was just a video of me showing kind of what I like to use and to clean my engines and stuff. And like I said, it's nothing scientific here really about that stuff, but you can probably hear the brakes. Yeah, you hear how bad those brakes are, right? It's not just me. Yeah, so these brakes are going to be one of the first things to get done. I mean, it stops and everything, but, you know. So, this is just this is a video of the little Ford Ranger. I got to come up with a name for it. I don't know what to name this little truck. I mean, I've never named a car before. Any suggestions? I don't know. I was thinking maybe... Nah, Snowflake. No, that's stupid. I don't know. I want it to be some sort of a name, just for fun, just to make fun of it. Like I never named the Mazda back there, so I don't know what to name this one. But I'll think of something. Now, one thing I don't like about this truck is the lights. I mean, you can see the lights are on right now, even though they say it's off. Those are just daytime running lights. I hate that daytime running light crap. I don't like it. But when you actually click the switch over, you can see it gets a little bit brighter. Those are the main lights, and then you got high beams. But the lights on this thing are horrendously dark. Like, not the hub, not the whole light assembly, just the bulbs. I need to get LEDs or something, because these ones you can't even hardly see when you're driving at night. But at least all the lights and everything, and that's kind of hard to see. The camera picks it up better. All the lights work. The only thing I don't like is when I open this driver's door, the lights don't come on. I don't know why. I think it's a fuse, because there was a fuse clicking down there and then it went. So I gotta replace that. But when I open the passenger door, the lights come on. So, you know. Well, leave a comment in the video, in the comments, if you think of a name. Just something to call a truck, so I can, you know, go on the channel and be like, hey, you know, Snowflake or whatever name it, or Ranger XLT, whatever, has a new video, something like that. But you gotta love this. Yes, I am barefoot. You gotta love the crank up windows. So simple yet and so elegant. Alright, well, I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully next couple weeks, at the very least, we'll have a lot more videos of this V6 Ranger. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.